Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Big Butterfly Month talks. And I am happy to have all of you here, people in the Zoom meeting and people watching on Facebook Live. Today's talk is actually very, very special. It is on butterfly gardening, and butterfly gardening is not just one of my favorite topics related to butterflies. It is also something that everybody, all the citizens of India can pick up and do in their own balconies, in their own backyards, in their own colonies. And it is a small step which citizens can carry out. And in my opinion, it will go a long way in the conservation of butterfly populations, especially in our urban centers. So this is a very special talk, and we have a very special person today with us, Dr. Raju Kasambe from Bombay Natural History Society, and we are grateful that he has agreed to do this talk with us. He is a man who has been building butterfly habitats for years now. He has written books on it, free to share books, I must add. They're all online for everybody to see. His work in butterfly conservation and in ornithology is known all over the country. He has been teaching, and he has been a teacher to a lot of people, me including, and I have learned a lot from Dr. Raju Kasambe, and it will be our pleasure to welcome him and have him tell us what we could do for butterfly gardening in our backyards. So with this, Raju sir, if I can have you put on your camera. Oh, it's there. Okay. Before Raju sir, you begin, let me just lay down some ground rules. If everybody can please switch off their videos and mute their microphones, it will give us enough bandwidth so we can all enjoy the session without any disturbance. Plus, if you have any questions while the talk is going on, I would suggest please leave those questions in the Zoom chat. And if you're watching on Facebook, please use the comment sections to write down your questions. All the questions will be taken up after the talk is over, and we hope that you have a lot of questions and you learn a lot today and apply whatever you learn to make such habitats all over the country. So, Raju sir, over to you.
Thanks, Sohail, and good evening and namaste to all the participants of this webinar today. I will share my screen, so I can directly start the PowerPoint presentation. Thanks, Antanu, also for coordinating things. So, okay. So you can see me?
Yes.
As well as now it is full screen. Okay.
Yes, screen is also visible.
I'm going to talk about how to develop a habitat for butterflies, that is butterfly gardening. So the talk is generally in the sense it's meant for creating a butterfly garden, that will be in a bigger sense. But if you want to attract butterflies to your windowsill, you just have to select the different plants and it's not possible for me to give an exhaustive list of butterfly plants in 1 hour. So I have an ebook on butterflies of Western Ghats, which has a list of entire larval host plants needed in South India. And there are a few research papers which also can be helpful. And if you ask me or Sohail, we can provide you a list of host plants which can be planted in your windowsill or in your society to attract butterflies. So, this is common Mormon caterpillar, and the two horn-like things is the Osmeterium. These are some common butterflies found in India: striped tiger, great orange tip, plain tiger, blue oak leaf, egg of common rose caterpillar, and common crow pupa. So this explains the life cycle also. Sorry. Oh, okay. I need to share again. Somehow it stopped. Just a second. There's some problem. I think the PowerPoint presentation somehow closed. I'm opening it. Sorry for the technical glitch. Okay, here we go. So why create butterfly gardens? Because we want to see butterflies. We love butterflies. They are colorful. And there are many reasons why we need to and why we want to create butterflies. These butterfly gardens also help in establishing butterfly populations. If in particular area you have less number of butterflies, and if there is a butterfly garden, a new butterfly garden comes up, the populations of butterflies really slowly starts building up in that particular area. And after 3-4 years, you can see that there is the abundance of those species for which host plants are provided in the butterfly garden. The abundance goes up in that particular area. We love butterflies. We enjoy seeing butterflies. So the butterfly gardens have recreational value, and there are butterflies at many places in the world where people do visit them and enjoy them a lot. That means butterfly gardens can create even employment and has got even financially it can be viable. So what we do with butterfly gardens in Mumbai, we have a butterfly garden in the middle of Mumbai in Goregaon, just near Film City, where we have our conservation education center, and we conduct a lot of activities just with the help of the butterfly garden. For example, last year we conducted butterfly festival, and the butterfly festival is not only for educating the people about butterflies. You can see the excitement on their faces as our education officer is showing them caterpillars, because might be the people haven't seen caterpillars in their lives. They might be having some misunderstandings, and as butterflies are very colorful creatures that really attract people. So just showing eggs of butterflies, caterpillars, pupa, adult butterflies, what are the nectar plants, host plants, people are amazed. When we tell people to locate a caterpillar on a plant which is totally camouflaged, for example, a common barren caterpillar on a mango leaf, there are 10 people and nobody can locate it. It's fun. You learn the camouflage. You are locating a blue oak leaf sitting on a tree trunk. It's really fun. And not only we created environmental education, we contributed to environmental education. We earn a lot of money for the center, because when you want to run center and you have staff and you need to pay salaries, so we earn a lot of money. So people paid just to see those butterflies and participate in butterfly festival. We had other activities like painting, and all those things can be done, and it can be made very, very interesting. So we use butterfly garden for a lot of activities. We have one day, half day event known as breakfast with butterflies, to which a lot of people come, and we earn thousands and thousands of rupees from that. So it has got you can earn out of butterfly garden. You can just make a small butterfly garden, windowsill butterfly garden, for your own recreation or entertainment or enjoyment also. So environmental education can be imparted through butterfly garden. You can see how many people are there just trying to click a single butterfly sitting there. More people than the number of butterflies here. So this is the a closed butterfly garden at the Changi airport in Singapore. Sorry. In Singapore, and you can see people when you have a lot of time for you are waiting for a flight and there are 12 hours waiting. 4 hours waiting. You can just go there. This is a 3-story butterfly garden, 1, 2, and then here, then again a little bit up. And this is a dome, and this is an enclosed butterfly garden. And there are, so that means there are 2 types of butterfly gardens, open and closed. So this is a closed butterfly garden, and the temperature and humidity and everything is managed, artificially managed, and the pupae are imported from other countries. So there is a net so that the butterflies don't escape here. It is a glass house. The weather parameters are controlled and can be developed in any country, particularly in India. And at all the airports, we can develop such butterfly gardens. But importing pupae from other countries is a thing for which India will have legal issues. So those are kept in emergence cages or boxes, and when they eclose, they are released into the butterfly garden. So you can see the people enjoying butterflies, and the flowers are kept, rotten fruits are kept like these. But these are pineapple cuttings, and these are the fruits. So those are kept here so that butterflies can feed on them. So you can see a butterfly here. So they import butterfly pupae from various countries like Peru and Ecuador and some other Southeast Asian countries where it is permitted. You can see butterflies, fruits and flowers, and there are ixora. You can see ixora flower. These are, I didn't like these, and of course, there it has got environmental education earlier. At the same airport, everything is written about the life cycle, the diversity, which are the butterflies they are releasing here, and what is the food of butterflies. Everything is mentioned, and that's how this butterfly garden, not only it is entertaining the people who are waiting at the airport, it is also doing the environmental education job. So that's the best thing about it. So this is it a difference between moth and butterfly, the wonders of butterfly world, courtship, mating and egg laying, the then fooling the enemies, and this is the emergence cage. So this you can see the pupae are stuck here with the gum like Fevipic in a line, and these sticks are imported. And now you can see there are many empty pupae. So the butterflies already emerged. So every day a man will come and he keeps a watch on this emergence cage, opens it, and releases these butterflies into the butterfly garden. So this is how a enclosed butterfly garden works. So there are enclosed butterfly gardens in many places, even in London, because in London the temperature is an issue. For 8 months, the temperature is very low, and butterflies can't survive. So the spring is for only 4 months. So what they do is they maintain all the parameters and keep the butterflies inside, so the butterflies can survive because the temperature and humidity is maintained as per the requirements of the butterflies. So let us look at open butterfly gardens. We have open butterfly gardens in India at many places, like this one in Tadoba in Maharashtra. This was the forest minister at that time. They started recently. This one started in Kevadia in Gujarat, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
I think Raju sir's connection is off. We will give him 2 minutes to come back in.
There's a power issue. Just waiting for him to rejoin.
Shantanu, while we wait, could you put on the screen?
We'll do it. I'm doing that. I just had a word with Dr. Raju. His laptop unfortunately has shut down, so restoring the whole thing. The next couple of minutes he'll be here only.
Yes, please take time to write down your questions at this moment. Dr. Raju will be right back and we can continue with this presentation. Sorry for the technical issues.
Yeah, please make me the co-host.
Sir, I've made you the co-host.
Yeah.
Yes, you can see your PPT.
Sorry for the disturbance. Somehow it just switched off. So okay, so we are having now we have a lot of butterflies, but open butterfly gardens in India, like this one in Bangalore, beautiful one. So and the open butterfly garden at in Mumbai at Thane, Ovalekar, Wadi. This is one I will say this is one of the firsts which started and which really was promoted on Facebook and started attracting crowds. Of course, we had one small butterfly garden in BNHS Conservation Education Center before that, and Mr. Ovalekar got inspired from the Breakfast with Butterflies event at CEC Mumbai. So he always says that with proudly in every event. So Ovalekar Wadi Butterfly Garden is also a very good butterfly garden. It is adjacent to the Sanjay Gandhi National Park and is a 2-acre land, beautiful butterfly garden. Then we had a small butterfly garden at Conservation Education Center, CEC Mumbai, where I work. But 4 years back when I joined there and took charge of the center, so I found that there is some place where there is good sunlight. So we just decided to add on a lot of larval host plants and make trails. And we did volunteering and we got some funding and we developed the butterfly garden. Around 10,000 square feet, we have planted larval and nectar host plants, and we get very good number of butterflies right in the CEC. Then one more famous butterfly garden is Sammilan Shetty's Butterfly Park in Karnataka. And Sammilan Shetty was a professor here. You can see second from left. And he also has a logo. So this was inaugurated at the hands of Isaac Kemkar. And we have a course, basic course in butterfly studies. What we do is every year, we are taking our entire batch to Sammilan Shetty's Butterfly Garden. And we already visited, 2 batches visited here. And we saw more than 100 species in 2.5 days in his butterfly garden. So what is an ideal butterfly garden? It is nothing but a miniature representation. A miniature representation of the forest in the adjoining area where various plants and flowers are grown. The environment in the butterfly garden is made as conducive as possible for the butterflies which are found in the area. That means you are not supposed to plant those host plants for the species of butterflies which are not there. For example, if you are in Western Ghats, there is no need to plant larval host plants of butterflies in the Himalayas or endemic species of Himalayas, because that's you will be wasting your energy and money on those plants. So your objective will be to attract maximum diversity of butterflies in the garden and increase both diversity and abundance. Diversity means number of species, abundance means the number of butterflies, the butterfly individuals in the garden area. They provide best conditions for the butterflies to breed, feed, and roost, and the environment is as conducive as possible. So whatever you can try, of course, in an open butterfly garden, you are not going to control the environmental parameters. It will have sunlight and rain as the nature decides. So what do you need? You need the knowledge about the basic knowledge about butterflies. That means you should be able to identify butterflies and also the plants, because it's very important. Finally, if you have plants, you will have butterflies. So they are totally interlinked to each other, and they are associated with each other. And of course, you need a suitable piece of land at the right location. If it is very near to the forest, your butterfly garden works like a magnet. If you have host plants, nectar plants, and larval host plants, you are going to just attract the butterflies, because it's the genetic pool is already there. So slowly, your butterfly garden starts building up the population. And of course, you need some manpower if it is a big butterfly garden, like a gardener or a botanist, if you are not good at identifying the plants. So a simple working knowledge of landscaping, like if you just want to make trails, that will be good. And of course, some money is needed if you want to make a big butterfly garden, like 1,000 square feet or more than that, or 1 acre or 2 acres. And if you want to make it professional, that means with entry fees, and you want to earn money out of that, and might be use the same money for maintaining the butterfly garden. So you might be you don't want to earn profit, but you can rotate the money and make it like no loss, no profit also, and do a lot of environmental education. So you need to have a little bit of marketing skills, like use of social media, newspapers, like Sammilan is doing. So a lot of people get attracted to a butterfly garden, like the butterflies, and they come and they visit and they pay for seeing the butterflies, learning about butterflies, and also getting more knowledge from you or any expert who is there to guide the trails. So what do you do when you want to do a butterfly, build a butterfly garden? So you have to fulfill the needs of the butterflies. That's in one sentence. So what are the needs of the butterflies that we will see here? So providing the larval host plants for laying eggs. That means every butterfly. Butterflies are not like not choosy. They just like people are vegetarian, non-vegetarian, anda eater, and chicken eater, and some eat only rice and like that. So butterflies are also like that. They have their own choice of menu. They won't lay eggs on any plant. They have a selection of menu on which they lay eggs, and it's fixed. And there is a list of those larval host plants which are known to us. And of course, they're providing nectar plants for feeding. Also, nectar plants, it's not that every butterfly visits every flower. The butterflies have something known as proboscis, and the length of the proboscis is something which determines which butterflies will visit which flowers. So just you can see a blue mormon butterfly, which is the state butterfly of Maharashtra, laying egg on the underside of the leaf of a lemon plant, or limbu, or nimbu in Hindi. Then it is a tricolored white plant enjoying nectar from a butterfly, from a flower known as Wedelia. Butterflies are partial to yellow colored flowers and all colorful flowers. They love colorful flowers. This is the egg of a cyc butterfly, and it is so tiny, it is very difficult to locate the egg on the plant. So providing larval host plants and nectar plants, and also providing rotten fruits or non-nectar loving butterflies. So there are many species of butterflies which never visit flowers and they don't like nectar. So what do they feed on? So they feed on something like rotten fruits, dead animals, or even excreta, or wet mud patches. Then some butterflies need certain chemicals known as alkaloids. So there are some plants which provide these alkaloids, and these alkaloids are used by the butterflies to synthesize pheromones, sex pheromones, and these sex pheromones make them more sexy and more unpalatable to the predators. And also mud puddling sites for the supply of minerals are required. So you need to understand the plants. So what do the plants, we are talking about what butterflies need, but what the plants need, that also you need to understand. Generally, the plants need just few things: soil and manure. So if your butterfly garden is rocky, the land is rocky, very difficult. You may have to buy a good soil and put a layer of soil there, and good manure, good sunlight they need. But there are some plants which even grow in shade. And of course, watering is very much required for most of the plants. So if given a choice where you are going to build a butterfly garden, I will say you should select a place where there is good sunlight. Even if it is in dense forest, you should find a patch where there is good sunlight. If the entire butterfly garden has huge trees, I don't think the flowering plants will grow properly and many butterflies will come. So look at the larval plants. This is just few larval plants, and look at the list. Like this is Ashoka Polyalthia longifolia. 1, 2, 3, 4 species of butterflies lay eggs. So if you have maximum diversity of plants, that means it will attract maximum diversity of butterflies. So these are the plants. So we will see one by one how these plants are important to attract butterflies. Okay, sorry, it's just running ahead. For example, the curry leaf plant. The curry leaf plant attracts blue mormon, common mormon, and lime butterfly. These 3 species of butterflies lay eggs on it. And we get curry leaves in the market and we just put it in our vegetables. And many times we must be having the curry made from eggs and caterpillars of these butterflies. So you have to be very careful. Next time you buy curry leaves for your spicy vegetable or kitchen, just to ensure that it doesn't have caterpillars and eggs of these beautiful butterflies. This is a duckweed or Aristolochia. I'm sure you won't find it so easily in the forest. You may go to the nursery, a good nursery where the nursery owner has knowledge of plants, and you may get this as an ornamental plant, Aristolochia littoralis. There are other species of duckweed, and in Marathi there is a name Badakwil. Badak means duck. So you may get these plants, and these plants are very important for attracting these 3 poisonous butterflies, and of course southern birdwing and common rose and crimson rose, these 2 poisonous butterflies also. So this is very important, but you need to be very careful because these roses, these are known for even cutting the stem of the plant and the plant may die. So you have to keep some saplings hidden so that the butterflies can't lay eggs. Once they are grown, the stem becomes slightly thicker, then you can put it into the butterfly garden or shift it into the garden. So you always need a genetic stock of those Aristolochia saplings. Then of course our very familiar plant, that is the limbu or lime, orange, and the various varieties of limes and lemons. These are the plants which attract lots of butterflies. From the tiny lime blue butterfly, the egg of which you may not be able to look at, it is so tiny, just like a speck. Then red helen, common mormon, blue mormon, and lime butterfly. So at least these 5 species of butterflies, besides moths, lay eggs on the lime plant, and it attracts those butterflies. And you can see their life cycle happening on these. And don't spray any insecticides, considering that there are caterpillars. So those caterpillars are going to be the future butterflies. I just want to share one thing. One fellow came to me. He said, I have 2 acres of land and I have developed a butterfly garden. So he had planted all those plants which Mr. Ovalekar had planted. And he came to me at BNHS and said, sir, I have got your Marathi book and no butterflies are coming to my butterfly garden. So I said, what are the things you are doing? So he said, sir, last week what I observed, there were caterpillars on every plant. So, and very few butterflies. So I said, what did you do? So he said, I sprayed insecticide. So with this insecticide, he killed all the caterpillars, and with the smell of the insecticide, all the butterflies just disappeared from his butterfly garden. So one more plant, that is the false ashoka, where this has got long leaves, and this is also used as for plantation by the government. So it's easily available in any nursery, the cheapest plant, but it is already there in many housing societies along the roads. So this is a very important host plant for these 4 beautiful swallowtails. That is spot swordtail, common blue bottle, common jay, and tail jay. So look out at please look for their caterpillars on these tender leaves here, and you will get their eggs and their caterpillars. Then rubber bush or Calotropis, this is also known as Ak, Bandar, as well as Rui, and offered to Lord Hanumanji. The leaves are offered to Lord Hanuman of these both these plants, and it is host plant for these poisonous butterflies like the plain tiger, blue tiger, and glassy tiger. So this is a poisonous plant, and these caterpillars, what they do is they eat the leaves and store the poison in their bodies, so that the butterfly becomes unpalatable to the predators when it emerges from the pupa. Then this is a Bael or Aegle marmelos. You can say Bael Patra, very favorite of Lord Shiva, Lord Shivji. And you can see a caterpillar here. So it is the larval host plant for common mormon, lime butterfly, and blue mormon. And you can see a lot of caterpillars on this. And very easy to grow and very easily available. This becomes a tree. You can have it in societies, but if you have it in your housing society, all those bugs, shoe bugs will take all the leaves for puja, and it's very difficult to manage. But still, you can have more plants. Then one beautiful flower known as passion flower. This is a creeper, and there are many varieties. But there are some garden varieties which really do not attract the tawny coster butterflies. Again, a poisonous butterfly. They do not attract tawny costers. But this is a wild variety, Passiflora fetida, and it attracts a lot of tawny costers. And tawny coster is a butterfly which lays lots of eggs, like 25 eggs at one time in one go, more than 25 eggs. And the flowers are very beautiful, so visitors enjoy clicking the flowers itself. So some varieties are more beautiful than this wild variety. Then very easy to grow. This is Kalancho. We call it as panfuti. Panfuti means the next generation of the plants grow from the leaves. That's why it is panfuti. So Bryophyllum or Kalancho is host for red Pierrot, and the red Pierrot caterpillars. This is a pupa. They burrow inside the leaves, so you can't see the caterpillars, but you can see the leaves which are damaged, and so the caterpillars stay hidden inside, so that the predators don't feed on them. Very easy to grow and very cheap, and you can give it to your friends also, and in your windowsill you can easily grow it. Then we have Ixora species. You get beautiful Ixora varieties with these red flowers in any nursery. Very cheap and very easy to grow. You need just sunlight. In your windowsill you can grow it, and you will have caterpillars of the monkey puzzle. Monkey puzzle will come and lay eggs on the tender leaves of this, and you will soon see the caterpillar, which is very much camouflaged on the red leaves or tender leaves, and difficult to locate. Very tiny. The eggs are just like white dots on these tender leaves. Then we have castor oil plant, or erundi. Erandica tail or Arundel tail. This is made from the seeds of this plant, and it attracts two species of butterflies. That is the common castor and the angled castor. These are the two species which are attracted. They lay eggs and they just finish the leaves. So don't worry about the leaves. The leaves will come back, but you will get lots of butterflies around your garden once you have these plants. Very easy to grow. You just bring the seeds, get the seeds, or get the saplings from. When you see a plant on the roadside, you can just just pluck some fruits and plant it in your butterfly garden. You may not get it in nursery. There's no need to buy from nursery. Then one more plant, very easy to grow, is the crab's eye. In Marathi, it is called gunj. This is the leaves of this plant are put in the masala pan. When you eat masala pan, these are added as a sweetener. This is a wild creeper, as it gets beautiful flowers, and the seeds are like this. That's why it is known as crab's eye creeper. So very easy to grow in your windowsill also, in your society also, and it attracts Indian sunbeam and common cerulean. Two species of butterflies lay eggs on it, but of course it is very difficult to see the eggs and to see the caterpillars. But the butterflies will start. You will start seeing these two butterflies in your area. One more very good tree, pongam oil tree, or karanj in Marathi, Pongamia pinnata. This is a plant. A lot of plantation has been done by government agencies along the roadsides, along the highways. I have seen lots of these in Nagpur city. So this attracts 2-3 species. I have shown the Indian sunbeam and common cerulean, but the owls, common banded owl, also lays eggs on these leaves of these pongam trees. Then we have the amalthas, or the cassia fistula. See the list of butterflies which lay eggs on this: common immigrant, mottled immigrant, common grassello, spotless grassello, common ciliate blue, chestnut streak sailor. So many butterflies lay eggs on this. So this is a very important plant, and in summer when it gets flowering like this, it looks so beautiful. So people will come and they will take selfies with this tree, beautiful tree. This has also been planted everywhere in India by the government agencies as an avenue tree or just for beautification. So you can see these trees in everywhere in the gardens. So if you see a pod fallen under this tree, just get that pod, break it, and you get big size seeds. Just plant it uh, in plastic polythene bags and then shift to your garden. Very easy to grow. Or you can buy it for 10-20 rupees. Then the cassia. Cassia is very important, and cassia attracts these immigrants and grass yellows in huge number, hordes and hordes of them. So cassia is also one plant which was planted by the government agencies along the roads in huge numbers. So in drier areas, you can see the cassia is everywhere, and one plant of cassia attracts, like you can see the how many eggs are laid here on one plant. That means after 15 days, there won't be any leaf left on this plant, and all those immigrant butterflies will migrate from this area to some other area in search of more cassias to lay eggs. So you may see migration of cassias, especially in this month, September. Again, cassia is very easy to grow and very easy to procure the saplings. Then mango, of course, if you have a big plot, then you should plant mangoes along the fringe and not in the middle, because it may create shade. Of course, you can enjoy the mangoes, but not only mangoes. Look at the list of butterflies which lay eggs on this: common mayfly, common ciliate blue, common baron. Very easily you can look at the caterpillars are huge, but very much camouflage, very easily available on the plant, because common baron is very common. Then baronet, monkey puzzle, common oni, so many species of butterflies lay eggs on this. Then you have nerium, which is the larval host plant of the common Indian crow. Again, a poisonous plant and very easy to get, and can be planted in societies, not in windowsill. It grows around 10 feet. Then this one, of course, if you have a big plot, you can have acacia, this acacia torta, which is the larval host plant of Anomalous nawab, common nawab. Here is a caterpillar, and dull bubble blue and common line blue. So these are some important plants which attract more species, more than one species. Then palm species. Of course, you can have the smaller varieties in your windowsill and the bigger varieties in the garden, the palm varieties. This attracts at least two species: common palm fly, Indian palm bob, and of course the tailed palm fly. Now as it is divided into two species. So these species are attracted for egg laying on the palm species. So very easy to grow, and it's already there in most of the societies. So might be you can just go out and search the caterpillars and eggs. Okay, these are few. I just tried to mention 15 to 20 larval host plants which attract lots of butterflies. But there is a complete list. There is a paper by Krishnamik Kunte and Nitin about larval host plants in Western Ghats. There is a website known as I Found Butterflies, which also has a list of larval host plants on their website. And also my book on butterflies of Western Ghats, which is a free book that also has the list of host plants for the butterflies found in Western Ghats for nearly 300 plus species of butterflies. So larval host plants is a sure shot mechanism to attract butterflies. And what happens when the larval host plants are there? The butterflies lay eggs, and when the babies, not babies actually, the next generation of butterflies emerge from after completing the life cycle, egg, caterpillar, pupa, and next generation emerges or ecloses from those pupa. That butterfly knows that when I am born here, that means my requirements will be fulfilled here. That means my larval host plant is here, and that butterfly after mating is going to search for egg laying in your area, and that's going to lay eggs in your own garden, and that is going to stay there because you are going to fulfill the next requirement of that butterfly. And what is that next requirement? That is the nectar. Many species of butterflies feed on nectar, not all species. So what do? So you create plots or islands of variety of flowering plants to attract butterflies from nearby areas. So your butterfly garden becomes it acts like a magnet. Not only that you produce all butterflies in your butterfly garden, they also get attracted because there is nectar. So what you have to do? You have to plant more and more plants, flowering plants, which has flowers throughout the year, and especially the flowers which has got flowers in bunches. You may call them as compound flowers. Those are very, very attractive. So butterflies spend more time on such flowers. I will show you some photographs. And if you have different variety of flowers, different sizes, so that attracts diversity of butterflies. How? Let's see. So what is the diversity of flowers? Flowers of various colors and hues. Then flowers with varying length of corolla, that means small flowers, large flowers. Flowering seasons, different flowering seasons, because you need to have flowers throughout the year in your butterfly gardens. So you have to select different varieties of flowers. Then compound as well as single flowers. I will show you what is compound flower. Then naturally occurring wildflowers in the area. So you leave some part of your butterfly garden as wild. Let the grasses grow. Let whatever plants come up. Leave one corner. So there will be some tiny, tiny flowers, some grasses coming up, and some many types of plants which will be growing there. So the butterflies will be visiting that plot also. So create plots of variety of flowering plants to attract butterflies. But if you create plots like yellow colored flowers at one place, blue at one place, lantana in one patch, like that, so that helps in not only attracting the butterflies, but also gives a good aesthetic value to the butterfly garden. And people love seeing colors, like if there is a patch of all yellow flowers, all beautiful flowers, so people love it. So you can see here, common rose, plain tiger, common Jezebel, and dark blue tiger enjoying nectar from different flowers. Let's go to the details. For example, this is lantana. Lantana camera, it attracts many species of butterflies. So what is the speciality? First thing is, it is a long, small flower, and it is a bunch of flowers or a compound flower. So that means there are tiny, tiny flowers in one bunch. So when the butterfly lands, it has a choice of putting its corolla, its proboscis in every flower and enjoy the nectar. So the butterfly is going to spend a lot of time on one bunch. Then again, there is another bunch. You can see so many flowers. This plant is miraculous. This is an exotic species, and it is miraculous nectar plant for many species of butterflies. You can see 30, 40, 50 species of butterflies on lantana. So that's the fun. But let me tell you, because it is an exotic species and also that it is an invasive species. If your area is not having lantana already, don't introduce it. We have another set of plants. But if your area is already having lantana all around, then there is no problem in planting lantana in your butterfly garden. Also, don't worry about the fact that it is exotic, but it's already everywhere. So you can't help. But if it is not there, you are in a pristine place where there is no lantana all around, then don't introduce lantana there, because it is invasive. You will be responsible for spreading it. Then there is another plant. This is Jamaican spike. Again, this is an exotic species. But good thing is it does not spread as long as you don't plant the branch cutting. If you plant, then only it will grow. It won't spread of its own. That is the good thing about this species. But this, I think that this doesn't survive in high rain zone, or where you get heavy rainfall. So it needs good sunlight. This is also one plant. You can see the corolla. The corolla is tubular, and the butterflies, and also the flowers are there. Many flowers are there. You can say they are in bunches. Okay. So the butterflies love visiting such flowers, and the color also is very attractive to butterflies. That is the blue and purple hues, and also you have the reddish or maroon shade. Then there is one more plant, that is the Singapore daisy, or we call it as sonki because of the golden color, and English scientific name is the Vedalia. It attracts many butterflies. This is a very aggressive or invasive species and spreads very fast. If you can see this patch, I had brought only few saplings from a roadside where I saw a lot of butterflies visiting these, and now we have to put one person just to control this. But the good thing is it has flowering throughout the year. It just needs water, nothing else, no manure, nothing. And the butterflies enjoy visiting these flowers because these are compound flowers. So in the center, you can see these are the flowers of, these are the disc florets or the real flowers, and these are the ray florets. The yellow petals look like petals. So these are the advertisement just to attract the butterflies and insects. Also honeybees love this, and many insects love these flowers. The silver coxcomb. It's not easy to grow. This grows only in areas where it rains very less, and also it has has bright sunlight, and might be a rocky patch. So if the water stagnates at one place, this is not going to grow. In rocky areas, this will grow. You can see this plant along the train tracks or along the roadside. But in monsoon, when it comes up, it gets flowers like this. And these are the flowers, again, compound flowers, very tiny flowers. But butterflies note that there is a drop of nectar at the base of this flower, and lots of butterflies, especially the pansies and tigers, will be flocking to this. And what you need to do is you just pluck these flowers in first season, and then next season, just crush them and throw them at an area where there is rocky patch, and these will come out next monsoon, and you will have a lot of butterflies enjoying this. So this is a wild plant, so you don't get saplings. Might be somebody can provide you seeds. The seeds are very tiny. Then pentas. This is a garden plant, very easy to grow in windowsill. You can put it in a pot. There is no need to put in the ground. But of course, if you have a bigger place, you can put in the ground, or you can put many rows of pots and create hues or shades. For example, if you put like 100 plants in one place, one particular plot with this particular color, and all plants are flowering, just imagine how it will look. It looks beautiful. It gives aesthetic value to your butterfly garden. You can have many of them in the windowsill, and this attracts lots of butterflies. Again, look at the corolla, the tubular corolla, tiny flower and a bunch of flowers. The flowers come in a bunch. So the butterfly, if a blue mormon comes, it will spend a lot of time on this, and you get a lot of time to observe it, photograph it. People love it. So pentas, very, very important. Then verbena. Verbena attracts lots of butterflies, swallowtail, skippers, halos. Again, the same thing, tubular corolla, short corolla, and bunches of flowers. So if you bring the blue colored verbena and make a beautiful patch, it looks very nice. So easy to procure from any nursery. It's everywhere in India. One more plant which grows in less rain area and comes out after the rains, or in rocky areas where the water easily flows away. So this is one. Again, these are the ray florets, and these are the disc florets, or we can say these are the real flowers where the butterflies feed. And this is nothing but just advertisement to attract the pollinators or butterflies. So again, you collect dry flowers and you just put them in your butterfly garden. Next season, you can see lots of these flowers coming up. And all those tiny butterflies like pierrots and skippers and grassellos will love to visit these flowers. And of course, the tiny grass blue, dark grass blue, those butterflies love these flowers. Then we have wild ginea, then cosmos. Of course, you can create plots of cosmos. So easy. You just crush those flowers from last season, throw them, and you get a huge plot of cosmos. And when it is flowering, it just gets hundreds of butterflies. And the only bad thing is it is seasonal. Of course, about wild ginea, it is seasonal, and wild ginea is very difficult to grow in your garden unless you are in the same habitat. You are in the dry areas, you will get it. There is one more plant, the Ixora species. Ixoras, there are many varieties. Some grow very tall. Some are like very small, like grow only few feet, 2 feet, something like that. But the flowers are in bunches, and the corolla length is slightly longer. Okay, so the skippers with longer proboscis and bigger butterflies like the southern birdwing will love it. I found one more plant, that's the pagoda flower, the clerodendron, very much favorite of the southern birdwing and blue mormon and red helen. Again, this particular plant gets flowers like this, just a pagoda. So many flowers at one time. So it attracts lots of butterflies. You just stop there, wait for the butterflies will keep coming. All the swallowtails, blue bottles, jays, the southern birdwing, blue mormon, red helen, and they keep coming to these flowers. And there is one more Mexican creeper, very nice plant. So if you have a big, huge butterfly garden and you have arches, so you need something to just put on the arches. So you just plant this Mexican creeper near the arch, and it grows on the arch. It gets beautiful pink flowers. There are some shades also. It attracts lots of butterflies like the silver lines. I was amazed to see silver lines, so I was forced to bring Mexican creeper. Of course, this is slightly aggressive and invasive species, so it may spread into your butterfly garden, but it is very easy to control, unlike the Wedelia and like the lantanas. So the flowers in bunches, so very tiny flowers. The acacia catechu plant, very tiny flowers. This is only suitable for the open butterfly garden. And so this is a larval host plant for many species of butterflies. So it's very important. So I saw in 8 days 30 species of butterflies nectaring on these flowers. These flowers are very small, like my finger. This is one bunch of flowers that is also known as inflorescence. So there are tiny, tiny flowers, and the butterfly will be enjoying nectar from each flower. Then you have bottle brush plant. It was very easy to get in nurseries. And Jatropha plant. When I visited a nursery, I found that butterflies were visiting. So I brought them, and a lot of butterflies visit this for nectar. Not useful for as a larval host plant, but good for nectar because it gets flowers throughout the year. There is one plant, the butterfly bush. The name itself suggests that it attracts lots of butterflies. Again, look at the inflorescence. The flowers are in a bunch, and the flowers keep flowering or blooming. So it goes on blooming from here. So for many days it will be continuous blooming of flowers. It will keep attracting butterflies. Okay, those were all compound flowers or which have flowers in bunches. Now look at some flowers like single flowers. So single flowers, when the butterfly comes, so she has only one flower. And after she finishes nectaring, she has to visit the second flower. But good thing is the single flowers are bigger in size and provide nectar in more quantity, like the hibiscus or China rose. So very favorite of great orange tip and yellow orange tip in South India. And even the garden variety was, I found that it attracts a lot of butterflies, like the mormon, and then rose periwinkle and sizzlepinia, even gold moor. I have seen huge gold moor tree. I observed from the 7th floor of my building that the canopy, but there are a lot of butterflies feeding on the nectar from the canopy side. Because we generally look at the high level plants, but plants like gold moor, they also attract a lot of butterflies, and also the rain tree attracts lots of butterflies. Then small size flowers. This is suitable for butterflies which have got very short proboscis, because they don't have long proboscis, so they can't enjoy the nectar from those flowers which I showed as like the Jamaican spike or lantana, because they have got very short proboscis, like this red pierrot or the common pierrot, spotted pierrot, angled pierrot. Those butterflies have short proboscis. So what they prefer is, and the butterfly known as cyke. Cyke is a butterfly. It has got a slightly longer proboscis, but it always loves smaller flowers, tiny flowers, where you don't have to put the proboscis deep inside. And one of the best flowers is the Lea indica flower. Then the Nirgudi or the Vitex nirgundu. These are the flowers, very short corolla. Here actually the flowers are as good as open flowers. You just have to sit and take the nectar. So there are many plants like that. So you can plant either, or just keep some part of your butterfly garden as wild, and there will be a lot of plants which will be having tiny, tiny flowers. There is one plant which you get easily in nurseries, very easy to grow, Cufia. Very tiny flowers and very much favorite of all the small butterflies. The lime blue, the dark grass blue, tiny grass blue, the pierrots, the cyke, all these butterflies will be visiting this Cufia wave and gets so many flowers. It keeps flowering throughout the year. Yeah, but this is a garden plant. You just need to take care of it. Okay, the huge flowers which are very deep. So this is also a requirement of many species of butterflies, because many species of butterflies have long proboscis and they can access nectar from very much depth of the flowers. For example, this costus flower, if you just look at the proboscis of this giant red eye and look at the length of this flower. Then giant red eye again, look at the proboscis. This is Malabar spotted plant. They're taking nectar from Thunbergia. Look at the, sorry, this is not Thunbergia, this is the Carvi plant flower. Then Barilleria, look at the length of the flower here, corolla. So this is conjoined swift. Then I have some unidentified swift. Look at the length of the proboscis. This is the wild bhindi, and look at the choice of the grass demon. So it's trying to get nectar. So there are many species of flowers, and the length of the corolla, you need to choose flowers with a wide variety. Smaller flowers, longer flowers, bigger flowers. So many, more the diversity, more the butterflies. More the butterflies will enjoy, they stay in your butterfly garden is as good as enjoying different type of people having different diet. So all butterflies don't feed on nectar, as I mentioned. There are some butterflies which feed on something known as extra floral nectary. This is the acacia plant, and there is something here, so which has got nectar. So the common acacia blue feeds on that nectar from the extra floral nectary, and there are many species of ants which feed on this. So these ants kill the. There are some species of ants which kill the caterpillars of butterflies, and there are some species of ants which protect the caterpillars of butterflies. You can see I apply here feeding on the extra floral nectary on the castor oil plant. So the castor oil plant is providing as larval host plant for common castor, angled castor, extra floral nectary, and also the flowers serve as nectar source. So as I mentioned, there are many species of butterflies which never visit flowers. They don't love flowers. So these are non-nectar loving butterflies. And what do? They have their own menu. And what is the menu? You have to select. The menu is the keeping slices or mashed overripe fruits, rotten fruits, overripe fruits. I will say of pineapple, custard apple, banana, guava, papaya. These are the fruits which have got good smell. Good smell means not bad smell. For us, it is a good smell. And when it is smelling too much, that means the butterflies, more butterflies will come. In our place, we get sometimes on one plate, you get 10, 15 blue oak leaves in Mumbai, and that's a beautiful sight to see. More the smell, more the butterflies. There are some butterflies like the nawabs, here common nawab and anomalous nawab and tawny raja, which may feed on excreta. Of course, you are not going to collect excreta of animals. It may be lying there if it is a forest. But you can keep, if somebody eats fish in your house or crabs, you can put those the opal in one plate in one corner where because many people may not be able to tolerate the stinking odor, and these love urine and dead animals. So keep those also if possible. So this is nothing but a paint stand, and we have put overripe fruits in it, especially the pineapple, and it attracts blue oak leaf, anomalous nawab, gaudy baron. This is one beautiful butterfly which is there in Western Ghats. And this is how it's done by the Singapore Butterfly Garden. Pineapple cuttings. Of course, you can get free pineapple, which is thrown by the pineapple sellers, because they remove a lot of stuff from the outside of the pineapple, and they just keep the central part. So the outside part also has got a lot of pineapple. Even if you keep that attracts lots of butterflies. And the most beautiful butterfly is the blue oak leaf. The closed wing underside is very different, looks like a leaf, and the upper side is very different. Then it attracts bamboo tree brown, great egg fly, common evening brown, and the list goes on. So fruits can be kept in a place which is kept in water in another bigger plate, creating a moat. So the ants don't enter that fruit plate, and because ants will try to hold pull the antenna, pull the legs of butterflies, pull the proboscis of the butterflies, and the butterflies will fly. So just to ensure that the fruit baskets are hanged either to thin wires on some tree. But sometimes you get monkeys also, especially in our butterfly garden, which is inside a forest. We get monkeys. So of course, not all monkeys feed on pineapple. Only one species feed on pineapple, others don't feed. But if you keep bananas, of course the monkeys will come and even lick everything. So the idea is sometimes you can smear the banana pulp on the underside of a branch where the monkeys can't reach. So the butterflies can reach there. And to fulfill the requirement of alkaloids, you can have plants. These plants are rattlepod, that is the Crotalaria and turnsole and Eupatorium species. So you can see here rattlepod attracting so many butterflies, and those include milkweed butterflies, especially the males, because males need those chemicals to synthesize sex pheromones to become more sexy. And those can be blue tiger, glassy tiger, dark blue tiger, plain tiger, all these tigers, common Indian crow, brown king crow. So that was Crotalaria or rattlepod. Very easy to grow. You just collect the pods and throw the pots in one particular patch. Ensure that there is no other weeds are there, and it grows automatically. And then heliotropium, this is a plant. If you touch the leaves, you may get itching. So turnsole. So the flowers are very tiny, just like octopus. It also has, when the flowers get damaged, it attracts butterflies. The male butterflies again, the same butterflies. So in your butterfly garden, you can create a mud puddling site like this. A wet patch, select a wet patch like this. Ensure that every day you release some water there. So there are many species of butterflies which get attracted to butterflies because they need certain chemicals or minerals, and it is not difficult to create such a site. But if there is a natural patch where you see butterflies sitting already, so what you do is you just put more water there and just ensure that it's not trampled or it's not on the road. Just give some side to it and maintain that plot. Put some sand. If you want to put something more, put the black salt and not tata namak, iodized. Okay, put the black salt, but a little bit. That's sufficient. You don't put any other chemicals or anything to attract butterflies. So a small knowledge of landscaping will help you in create a butterfly garden, because what you have to do is you have to ensure that there are proper trails so that people don't trample on your valued plants, because for every plant you have to pay, or you have to do a lot of hard work. And these plants can be grouped in aesthetically into colors. So this is one butterfly garden, very simple butterfly garden. So what is done here is just plots made into colors. So you plant yellow flowers here, red flowers here, blue flowers here, and like that, and have the trails all around. So this is a simple plot. This is another butterfly garden, slightly well prepared butterfly garden. So these are gazebos. Gazebos are the circles on which you have poles, and then you put the creepers all up on the canopy as a shade, and no concrete. And these are you can put gazebos, and then there are trails all over. And these plots you can have colorful flowers, and you can make shapes like these. You can have vertical gardens. So you can make it more beautiful. You can have arches. These are the arches. You can have arches everywhere. So on which you can put the passion flowers or vines. There are different climbers, the ice cream creepers. So to make it more beautiful, and also the duckweeds, you can just put it on the creepers so they grow up and they have good sunlight. So location of the butterfly garden near a forest is always good, because it just acts as a magnet and attracts butterflies which are already there. If it is in a city, it takes some time. Whatever butterflies are there will be attracted first. Slowly the population builds up. So butterfly garden should have a mixture of shade and sunshine. Only sunshine is not good. There has to be some big plants, some big bushes where the butterflies can rest in the afternoon when the sunlight becomes very harsh. And of course, as I mentioned, the diversity of plants like trees, herbs, shrubs, bush, grasses, creepers. Nursery of rare larval plants. You need to protect some larval plants, as I mentioned, like the duckweeds or the Aristolochia, which is eaten away, totally finished up by the roses. So you have to take care of them and have aesthetic value like color plots, arches, as I just mentioned. Narrow footpaths to prevent trampling. If you keep very huge plot of flowering plants, so the people, if there is a butterfly in the center, people will tend to enter somehow try to go near to the butterfly, and they will enter the butterfly garden. So it's better to have narrow footpaths entering inside. So people have access to most of the parts. So butterflies love sunshine. So large trees should be planted in such a way that in future, after 10 years, your entire butterfly garden is not covered by the trees. As I mentioned, even the banyan tree, people tree, mango trees, these are larval rose plants, but you have to be very careful. So do's and don'ts: know the diversity of butterflies in your area. Plant larval host plants, plant nectar plants, provide rotten fruits, keep a damp patch for mud puddling, keep some shady places. And among the don'ts, the most important is use or don't use insecticides, pesticides, weedicides. Everything has to be done manually. No chemicals. Avoid using any chemicals. They just kill the caterpillars, and that is caterpillar is nothing but a future butterfly or a future moth. So no use, please. So how much time I have? Sohail.
So you have all time you need.
Okay. Okay. So then I will talk about creating a huge butterfly garden. Some aspects of that. I'll just run through. So if you are planning a big butterfly garden, on a commercial basis, you need to have public utility things like the toilets for ladies, gents, and as well as for handicapped people. That's nowadays called restroom facilities, and well-marked narrow trails leading to most parts of the garden, as I just mentioned. So what are the components? So the public utility thing I just mentioned. So you can have some resting places also if it is a big butterfly garden, for example, 2 acres or 3 acres. Then benches for sitting at various corners, because people get tired and they may not find any place to sit down. Drinking water points also, if it is a big butterfly garden, okay. Then decorative arches, as I mentioned, a pond where you can put aquatic plants. So this will help in increasing the insect diversity in the butterfly garden. And of course, the irrigation facility or watering facility for the entire garden. Especially if you have drip or sprinklers, it is very good, because that doesn't damage the soil. Or if you use a hose pipe with high pressure, that takes away the soil. And keep fruit baskets and budding spots for butterflies. Then signboards. Signboards are very important if your butterfly garden is a commercial venture. The signboard should have a map outline of the butterfly garden, because people may not be able to find the way back once, because they go round and round and they just forget where from they entered finally. And signboard with instructions, this should be in India especially, you must have these instructions, like don't pluck flowers, because people, as soon as they see a flower, what they want is just pick the pluck the flower. There are many flowers that they will like to pluck, and they will like to take branches to their home, so that they grow saplings free of cost. They will try to pluck fruits. So you should have all those things. Don't cut branches, don't touch or catch butterflies. We had a group of boys from Mexico. So everything they wanted to catch, every insect, every butterfly they wanted to catch. It was very difficult to tell them. Might be in their country they don't have these things, that don't touch butterflies, don't touch flowers, everything they wanted to touch. Educational signboards you can put, like the life cycle of butterflies, names of larval host plants, like showing a caterpillar means a larval host plant, a butterfly on a flower means a nectar plant. You can use signboards like that. Then of course you need a small nursery, or I will say a hiding place for your valued plants, so that they get time to grow, like the Aristolochia. There are many plants which I'm sure you will need to protect from butterflies. Not only protection means I'm not saying that you don't want the butterflies to lay eggs on them, but you have many plants already in the garden, so you want to just keep a stock of them growing, because more caterpillars will come and all the leaves will be exhausted. So you can just replace these plants, put these plants out, and those exhausted plants without any leaves you can bring back to these safer nurseries, so that they grow more leaves, and again you can take them out. Like that you can keep rotating. So netted place for protecting such valuable plants. So what is the scope for butterfly gardening? There is immense scope for butterfly gardening in India. Wow. 100 crore people looking for entertainment. Any big city, we can have butterfly gardens near every city, on every airport. People are looking for entertainment. And what entertainment we have? People are going to malls to look for entertainment as time passes. Let them go to butterfly gardens. So there is huge potential. On every airport you can have, on every railway station, along the railway tracks, everywhere we can have butterfly gardens. And I will say all the open places in India belong to us. We are the owners of this country. So you can plant the butterfly host plants anywhere. Just go out and plant them. Wherever people can't reach, put butterfly host plants, and butterflies, the numbers will increase. And also we can have butterfly host plants in societies. There are municipal butterfly gardens. So talk to them and tell them I will provide free consultancy for butterfly garden to a municipal corporation. They have butterfly gardens. Everybody has a butterfly garden in their societies and in their areas, the corporation gardens. If you write a letter, they will always welcome you. So what you have to do is, might be the morning walkers, you ask the morning walkers, sir, we will make a butterfly garden, you have a campaign, and they will buy just one plant and they can go inside and put the plant in they actually plant with their hands. So more enclosed butterfly gardens can be created in India at airports, urban cities, but you need to be careful about where from you are going to get the pupa or pupae. Rearing of pupae and supplying them to butterfly gardens inside India and also for export can be a very big business in India. But of course, there are legal things. It's not, the present law does not permit it. Scope for community involvement in butterfly conservation, for example, in Arunachal Pradesh, and if you involve communities in butterfly conservation, for them, if you help them, for example, if somebody has a land he is using for cultivation, you just convince him that you convert it into a butterfly garden, you will get more money if you can convince, and if it develops, I'm sure it will be very profitable, like our Sammilan Shetty has done. The laws are very stringent, so you need to understand that in India you cannot import or export live butterfly pupae. So that's all, and I will stop here. I have tried to cover most of the things. Thanks, Sohail, and thanks, Shantanu. And we can have the question and answer session.
Thank you, Raju sir. That was such a nice presentation and so many important points. I think it was such a complete presentation. You have covered everything from plants to host plants to nectar plants to butterflies that come to normal urban gardens. But the best thing I liked was how you said in the end that this country belongs to us and we can plant anywhere and we should plant everywhere. We should have knowledge of our local butterflies. We should have knowledge of what host plants are associated with our local butterflies, and keep promoting all the plantations that are happening. Big number of plantations. People are planting crore trees, 10 lakh trees. They should include not just any trees, but trees which are host plants, plus all the stories or strata of a forest. So we should never forget the ground cover. We should not forget the shrubbery. And I think that is such a good point and such a good motivating factor for all of us to take ownership of all the common lands that we have and then start making butterfly habitats. And it's so easy that everybody can do it. And you've explained it in such a nice way that I'm happy that so many people joined us today, and there has been an overwhelming response with the questions. So let us open the questions as of now. There are questions in the chat box. If Shantanu, you could help us out with the questions.
Raju sir, there are so many questions.
Okay.
Raju sir, there are so many questions. People are so interested in this chat. I will start reading them out one after the other.
Okay.
So some of them might be the points that you have already touched in your thing, but it's kind of a refresher for people, kind of summarization. So the first question is from Narendra Bhagwat. He says, sir, according to you, what are the few most favored butterfly plants that bloom year round?
Oh, the Jamaican spike, lantana, then the Vedelia sonki, and of course Verbena, and one more I have shown, Ixora. These are very easy to procure and very easy to plant, have flowering throughout the year. Of course, there are many more plants. These 5 very nice actually. And pentas, yeah, very easy to grow. Pentas, even in windowsill, always have flowers. So these are few plants.
Great. A question from him again, saying that are butterfly feeders ever tried in butterfly gardens in India, like hummingbird feeders in USA or something? Do we have feeders for butterfly gardens in India?
Oh, this just put the flowers. If they are the feeders, you don't need to put the sugary juice in. There's no need in India actually. There's no need.
Okay.
We can have the plants which provide the sugar every day. The nectar, continuous supply of nectar in lantana, all these 5-6 plants I mentioned. No, don't need, don't try actually. We don't need. Though it can be done.
Shyamali,
If it is a closed butterfly garden, it can be done.
okay. Shyamali Singh asks, on one glance, how can one distinguish between a moth and a butterfly caterpillar? Probably this rising from the fact that which caterpillars to keep and which are like not to keep or like
Generally, yeah, moth caterpillars, they have some specialities. One is they will try to hide, fold the leaf, make a sail for themselves, and hide hide under the leaf fold. Okay, that's one. So in the daytime they hide, but some butterflies, keeper butterflies will also do that one. One more thing is they are hairy. Many moth caterpillars are hairy. Butterfly caterpillars are never hairy. They have spines. Okay, so that's a very nice difference. Or many butterfly caterpillars are not at all hairy. They are without hairs or without spines. Many butterflies. So that's it. So I think 90% can be differentiated.
Sir, Anirudh Bael asks, can butterflies raised in butterfly gardens be released back into the wild? Also, which one is better, open or closed butterfly gardens?
Open butterfly garden I will always prefer, because you don't need any permissions to have an open butterfly garden, and you don't have to release. They are already reproducing and they are flying around. But if you are rearing, you can release, but don't rear in Maharashtra, don't rear in Kerala and release in Maharashtra. It is like introducing new species. Like the banana skipper has already invaded Maharashtra from Kerala. From Northeast India, it came to Kerala, and now it has come to even up to Maharashtra. So that should not happen. So rear at the same place, release at the same place. Don't introduce butterflies at different newer places. That is the only thing. We have to be careful.
Great. So that means that you should not mix butterflies of one locality with another locality. That can cause invasion as well as the dearth of host plants and all.
Yes, might be the butterfly will die because it may not find the host plant.
Correct. Okay. Any recommendation to make Jezebel butterflies rest in the garden? They just pass along quickly without lingering. Kedar Patwardhan.
Oh, they rest. They rest in the evening. They rest when the sunlight is very heavy. They do rest during afternoon, but they become more active as the sunlight increases. But later on, they rest. In the evening also, they rest in the butterflies. They rest in the garden itself. But all the butterflies are hiding under the leaves or in the dense bushes in the night. That's why you don't see them. But if you search, you can find them with a torch. All the butterflies are there. They don't disappear. They are all around. So don't worry. So in the early morning, when the first rays of sunlight comes, you can see the Jezebel is not very active. But once the sunlight increases, it becomes more active and the speed increases, fluttering speed increases. Yeah.
There's a question in Facebook. Ruksana Pradhan asks, is there any adverse effects reported by consuming butterfly eggs?
Not from this curry leaf, because curry leaf is not poisonous, so the eggs are also not poisonous. Rupsana, you are already eating them, don't worry. So nothing has happened to us. Everybody is eating them, okay, because nobody searches for the eggs on the curry leaves. So most of the time everybody has eaten common Mormon eggs in India, okay. So don't worry, don't eat the poisonous plants.
Okay, are poisonous butterflies dangerous to us, Sindhuar?
As long as you don't eat them, they are not poisonous. If you start eating butterflies, yes.
Okay. Can Bael grow in a pot?
Yes, but you need to keep cutting the top part. Then only it will grow. Then it will grow sidewise, like a bonsai. So it's better to plant it in the society. You can have more of them. So people don't cut down the entire tree. What they do is they pluck the leaves for puja. That's the problem. But if you have many trees, so they get more leaves. So if it grows very tall, so nobody can pluck the leaves from the top. So there will be a lot of butterflies coming. So we planted in our garden, and we are so happy. So many butterflies, so many caterpillars.
Great. Kartik Sundar says, we have so many Bael trees within the city, but I have not seen blue mormon within the city premises in the last 2-3 months. What could be the reason? I
Which
have to
city?
go to nearby forest area to see them. That too
Which
in
city?
lesser abundance.
Which city?
It is what, sir?
Which city?
Uh,
Because in Mumbai, I have seen even in front of the Chhatrapati Shivaji terminus, I have seen blue mormon.
I see it regularly in Kandivali, in Mumbai.
Yes,
I do not
yes.
know which city.
In Goregaon, my area, where total concrete jungle, so I can see the blue mormon coming every day. So it depends on the availability, but it is a very fast flyer, so it can move around a lot of distance, even if the host plant is not there, few kilometers away. But if it is out of the distribution, might be you won't get it. If you have limbu plants, that is the lemon or orange plants or any variety of lemon, the blue mormon has to be around. Yes.
Okay. Tia Khan asks, sir, how many plants of a particular plant needs to be planted to attract butterflies? Only one or branch or what?
It depends on land. But one is good. If you plant one, you get butterflies. If you have more land, plant more plants. More the plants, more the butterflies.
Okay. Okay. Will butterflies come to the 9th floor?
Yes, yes. In Mumbai, they do come. Yes, they do come.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend got red pierrots like 6 years back on the 9th floor in Dadar. In Dadar, you can imagine how much concrete is there. Yes.
Okay, Atul Athavale, if you want to maintain a successful kitchen garden, then you need to have some minimum spraying done. Looks like that would adversely impact butterfly population. How to solve this problem?
No need to do spraying. I don't think so. If kitchen
Especially
garden,
if it's a kitchen garden, you are eating it.
yeah. So yes, I think we should totally avoid. Instead, what they can do is they can put a net around the entire garden, okay, which allows sunlight, but doesn't allow the butterflies to lay eggs or the moths. They are worried about the moths, because butterflies don't feed on palak and your brinjal, okay, and tomatoes. So not to worry. And it's very bad to spray insecticides on those plants which you are going to eat. Might be you can spray this. Now the herbal insecticides has come, like made from neem tree. That on your food plants, your food, okay, not the butterfly food. Okay. I hope that answers the question.
Can you please tell me which plant attracts the blue pansy? I've seen it in my garden only once. Anjani Rajagopal.
Oh, I think it is attracted by the host plant is Barleria, I think. But you can just check it in the ebook or on the website. So, but it's in the butterfly in the heavy sunshine areas, okay, not in the dense forest. So if you are in the open areas like central India or the Deccan, entire South India, you can see it in any open place along the trails. It loves mud
Okay,
putting.
next
wet patches. Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I have read a couple of blue pansies. What I've observed is that their host plant is Barleria or Vajradanti as they call it.
Yeah.
So Vajradanti being the host plant, and yes, you are very correct, sir. It stays in places where a lot of sunshine is there. They love to bask in the sunshine.
Yes.
Okay. Shamali Singh, does the color of lantana matter?
I think the pink variety attracts a lot of butterflies. The one which has got combination of yellow and pink, yellow and red, it attracts more butterflies. That is what I feel. But even the plain yellow lantana also attracts lots of butterflies. So I don't know about other varieties, but there is some variation in the shade, and the butterflies know that these have got good nectar. So must be the shade may not be making much difference.
You said something about Jamaican spike not liking too much of rainfall. So she has a follow-up question. She asked, no Jamaican spike in Mumbai?
Oh, it grows in Mumbai. It grows in Mumbai. But I'm saying about the hill station. Like if you try to put it in a place like Mahabaleshwar or Khandala, then there is a problem, because the continuous humidity, I think the fungus kills it. The fungus or some infection kills it. Like in amboli, you can't grow it.
Chai Laws asks, what about bougainvillea plants? Do they attract butterflies?
Yes, they do attract butterflies. Surprisingly, I have seen great orange tips jejebels on them, because it's a single flower, and the colorful part is nothing but the advertisement. Okay, the main flower is in the center, which is the cream colored one, that attracts the butterflies. Yes, there is nectar inside the tubular corolla.
Meera Sharad, what can we do to attract butterflies in balconies? High-rise question, typical. What exactly can be done to make sure?
You can have the pentas, ixora, all those beautiful flowers, and even some of the vedelia. And if the flowers, those should be visible from the window. Okay, window sill. So butterflies get attracted wherever you are staying in the building. So the butterflies will find out, and they will remember your location in their own map, and they will come again and again. Every day they will come to your window to enjoy the nectar.
So Jamaican spike, celosia, and pagoda, these all can be grown in Mumbai.
Pagoda, we are not successful. We brought one sapling, but it's not growing. It's very tall. It's already 10 feet, but it's not growing. I think a little bit south, it grows very well.
Okay.
What was the other plants you mentioned? Pagoda.
Pagoda, celosia, and Jamaican spike.
Oh, celosia also. It grows in Mumbai, but you need the place where the water does not stagnate, or it's not very damp. So it's slightly place which is slightly up, and a very rocky patch. So you just put the seeds there, it will come up. A neglected patch, I will say, they will come up. Where there is nothing, just put them. Put the seeds, throw the seeds, they will come up. That is about celosia. So this is the time when celosia comes up.
Okay. Geeta Samant has got a terrace garden in Goregaon, but there the Jamaican spike has become very invasive. It has been spreading without implanting. It might be seed propagation. That's what she asked.
Very interesting. In our butterfly garden, without planting, it never grows. Might be it's growing in shape, not the number of plants. It's very interesting to know how it's growing in number of plants. And Geeta ma'am is there in the
she's on Facebook.
Oh, great. Thanks. See, thank you, madam, for creating such a beautiful butterfly garden. We are proud of you.
Okay. Amal says that I got Crotalaria species in my garden, but it is not attracted to, tigers are not attracted to it, even though there are so many other butterflies. Tigers are not visiting. Any reason? Seasonal?
Yes, there is a reason. You need to have the moths, particularly the tiger moths, red spotted tiger moths. If the moths are around in your area, they will lay eggs, and when the caterpillars of these moths come out, they start feeding on the leaves. That means they injure the leaves. When the leaves are cut, the alkaloids come out. Then the butterflies come. If there are no moths, nobody is going to harm the leaves. So nobody is harming. That means the butterflies can't cut the leaves, because butterflies don't have teeth. So unless there are moths on your Crotalaria first, the butterflies won't come. So look for the hairy caterpillars of those moths. If the moths are around, the butterflies will come. Soon they will come. That's very interesting.
That is a very important piece of knowledge. Thank you so much, Dr. Kasambe. Okay, Atul Athawale asks, our home garden already has several flowering plants, but these days, due to construction of large buildings all around, the butterfly population has reduced drastically. How can we introduce eggs or larvae, caterpillar artificially, that's externally?
No, it's very difficult to introduce eggs, but you can pick up caterpillars from nearby areas and put on the same host plants in your balcony or in your window garden. That's the only way. And once you do it, the butterfly which comes out, that butterfly tends to stay in that same area if it gets all the requirements are fulfilled. like the nectar and getting a male, a partner or a mate, and whatever the mud puddling site. If all these requirements are fulfilled, the butterfly will stay back in your area.
Okay. Gaurang Shah from Facebook. When is your next batch on butterflies? Breakfast with butterflies.
The course.
Breakfast with butterflies, maybe.
Breakfast with butterflies this year we could not do because of Corona. Next year we will do in like September, October. We will surely do. And also we have the course on butterflies, certificate course. Yeah.
Okay. Shyamali Singh once again. She asked, can neem oil be used as, herb pesticide? Is it safe for butterflies?
If you spray it on all plants, the butterflies are not going to lay eggs on any of your plants because it's a repellent. It's a repellent. So no eggs will be there in your butterfly garden. Okay. So all host plants, if you spray, butterflies are gone. Means the caterpillars are gone. So it's not good.
Okay. Why do butterflies need separate nectar plants and larval host plants? Anirudh Bael.
No. There are many plants which are both. For example, the Ixora. Ixora is host plant for monkey puzzle. It is also a nectar plant. The castor oil plants, both. There are many species which serve both the purposes. But for the convenience of understanding, we have to categorize them. Okay. Not all larval host plants are good nectar plants, and vice versa. That's the reason we have to classify them. Yeah.
Is there interspecific and intraspecific competition observed in nectar feeding butterflies? Srinivas Anand.
Yes. There is competition. They push each other. More than and nectar side particularly, there are some butterflies which are quarrelsome or pugnacious, you can say, especially the pansies, blue pansy, lemon pansy, chocolate pansy, even the baron. They hit each other, and at places where they if you keep rotten fruits, so it becomes an attraction. And the rotten fruit might be you have one basket and there are 15 butterflies trying to or vying for the same. It's a good spot to get a sip of the fruit juice. So what they do is they push each other, or blue cliffs they come and hit the one which is sitting there. So they hit each other. And if a nawab comes, the nawab will hit the blue cliff and throw it away immediately. And even on fruit sap places where they get fruit sap, they push each other. There is competition, and not only so the butterflies are not all gentlemen. So they hit each other, they push each other. There is a competition, surely.
Okay. Anavadi asks, how can we protect larvae and pupa from predators?
It's very difficult because you don't know where is the predator and when the predator is harming it. Because the predators are wasps for eggs and larvae. The predators are wasps, one. Secondly, the predators are birds like the tiller bird and common tiller bird and Ashiprinia, which are moving in the garden. So they are always searching the caterpillars and they are finishing those caterpillars, especially the non-poisonous species. So you can't throw those birds out because they are everywhere. In fact, I will say that because of this butterfly garden, the diversity of the entire area increases. Honeybees come, wasps come, then termites come. Once the butterflies are there, the lizards come. Once the lizards are there, the snakes come. Because of the other insects, there is other diversity also, which grows in that particular area. In our butterfly garden, we got 2 chameleons coming, many lizards, snakes, bamboo pit viper, frogs. Everything started coming. Big termite mound came up, so all the diversity increased. So butterfly garden is nothing but it encourages entire biodiversity in that area.
Okay. Is Aristolochia littoralis good for butterflies?
Yes, good as a host plant, larval host plant for common mormon, common rose, crimson rose, and southern birdwing. Very good.
Okay. Can you explain a bit on antagonistic effect of floral scent in butterfly flower interaction? Srinivas Anand once again.
No, can you repeat?
Can you please explain a bit on antagonistic effect of floral scent in butterfly flower interaction?
Antagonistic effect. Oh,
Floral
very
scent.
I'm not getting the question properly. Whether better to skip. Means
Yeah,
repelling.
even
The butterfly
antagonist
repelling
may,
effect.
the question probably is not very clear.
Antagonistic.
We'll skip it on for the timing. The next question till
Yeah,
Srinivas
might
explains
be.
in Facebook.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Lamgaha Naishal asks, what is the suitable and standard temperature for butterfly garden for breeding? Does the environment temperature influence in their reproduction activity? Under stress environment condition, like use of insecticides, can the butterfly adapt to the surrounding or unable to adapt and dies?
No, the temperature has to be around 30 degrees, and in enclosed butterfly gardens, the temperature is maintained at 25 to 30 degrees. Okay. So that's the ambient temperature, a very nice temperature. Even we are comfortable at less than 30 degrees. We feel very nice, cool. Okay, 20 degrees slightly colder for us. Okay, particularly in people in South India, not in the Himalayan people. If the temperature goes up, the butterfly activity pattern changes. So as early as the temperature goes up, the butterflies come out, feed, and then as soon as the temperature is very high, they hide. They need to take rest, otherwise they get exhausted. So there is what happens is that they manage their routine as per the temperature, and if it's very high, so they just take shelter in a shaded tree and rest. Okay, the second question is about insecticides. So the butterflies have no idea how to adjust to insecticides. They just die. Means all the caterpillars and eggs die if you use insecticides in your butterfly garden. And this is the biggest threat to butterflies in the world. So that's how this is one of the reasons why the butterfly populations are crashing in many areas. Okay, I hope this answers the question.
I have a question on Facebook saying why southern birdwings are seen in districts Sindhudurga and down south, but not in Raigad or Ratnagiri district in Western Ghats.
No, it's not seen in Mumbai also, but we do have those plants. The Aristolochia species are there in Mumbai, naturally occurring. Might be there are some other factors which it needs. So I really don't know. But that's how the species are distributed, and that's how there are many factors which determines the distribution of the species, and it is through evolution and through millions of years that the butterflies have evolved and dispersed in particular areas, and they remain there. Okay, because they are successful. There might be some butterflies are trying every time, they get killed because they don't get host plants or something happens. So it's the millions of years have really determined their distribution areas. Okay. So we don't know the factors.
Okay, question from Atul once again. Since last couple of years, we are seeing our garden flooded with big ants, mungale. Are those harmful for butterfly larvae or the plants and vegetables?
Yes, some of those ants, kill the butterfly caterpillars.
Okay. Which Celosia species attract butterflies?
Which?
Vandana.
Which species?
Which Celosia flower species attract butterflies? All.
Oh, coxcomb, silver coxcomb.
Okay.
Silver coxcomb. You just find out on the internet what is this complete name. I also mentioned in the presentation. You can just go back.
Okay. Mr. Narendra Bhagavat is saying that cosmos should never be planted. It's killing the entire ecosystem, Indian ecosystem.
No, you can make a patch. I'm not saying entire butterfly garden you plant it. It's not killing any ecosystem. It's a garden. There are a lot of things like lantern also.
No, but if we look at the hills of most of the hills of India, I mean, people
I'm not saying
the
hills.
eggs.
I'm not saying you plant in hills. I'm saying in your garden. This is about discussion about creating a butterfly garden. So I'm saying you just create one plot for those. So it looks colorful. A lot of butterflies feed on them. I'm not saying you throw seeds of these in the entire forest. Please.
No. So what I'm saying is, even if you plant it in a area where there is a small butterfly garden, and if the water is flowing out from that particular area through that water channel, these seeds are going out and spreading. So, I mean, in general, there is an agreement for cosmos that it should never be planted. I mean, that's maybe my personal opinion. I just thought of it.
Okay. No issues. That will happen with every plant. It will happen with every plant. So we have to be careful that we are not spreading. That's what I am saying. So we are not introducing plants which are invasive and exotic plants. And if that plant is not found in that area, so we generally should try to avoid. That is what I am saying. But if you go to Nagpur, there is lantana everywhere. So if you have 10 plants of lantana in your garden, you are not making any difference. On the contrary, you are having more butterflies in your garden. They are already there. So the butterflies are there in the lantana outside. So you are attracting them in your garden. So you are not making any difference to the ecosystem. Okay. If the cosmos is already there everywhere around you, so if you have one plot of cosmos in your garden, it's not going to make any difference. That is how I look at it. Okay.
Okay.
If it is not there, if you are taking cosmos from Kerala and putting in Sikkim in your garden, that's not suggested. That is not I am saying for the sake of butterfly garden. Okay.
Okay.
We can take next question.
So well, I think we have finished off the relevant questions out here. So it's over to you now.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Raju Kasambe. That was such a nice session, and of course, you took the questions with so much patience, and you answered them according to as they were asked. In the sense that I think everybody is satisfied with so many questions that the talk generated. I think people are really interested in butterfly gardens, and as I said before, it's a very easy activity that all of us can do. And I hope, and I'm sure actually, that your talk today must have motivated and inspired a lot of participants to do something in their own gardens. So thank you so much, Dr. Raju Kasambe. It was a very good session, and I am so lucky to have heard you. And I got so many points that I noted down. So it would be a great, some things that I'm going to start in my own butterfly garden at my home. So it has been very fruitful for me also. It has been very fruitful for me also. Okay, so with that, I would just like to thank everybody who joined us for the Zoom meeting and everybody who's watching on Facebook Live. Thank you for being part of Big Butterfly Month. Thank you for watching us live on Facebook. I would urge everybody to keep counting butterflies, keep recording butterflies, make many more habitats. If you can't make habitats, use just 3 to 4 pots in your own garden to help butterfly populations of your own area. Such efforts are really required in urban areas. So I urge everyone to go forward and make such gardens. As Raju sir said, he's always willing to help. He's got so many ebooks out now that you can get from the internet. We will also be sharing it on our Big Butterfly Month page, so everybody can access them. Please like our page and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you could get the updates for recordings and future updates for all the talks that are happening. Today I just got a number. There are more than 50 talks in more than 11 languages that have been conducted for the Big Butterfly Month. And I have all of you to thank for such support, such enthusiasm. And I hope this continues beyond the month of September, and we see you regularly, not just this month, October, November, forever. So thank you, everybody. Stay tuned for more talks, and we could end the session now. Okay?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye,
Bye-bye. Bye.